doing? This is another Capricorn reading. So, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into this, shall we, Capricorn? Don't forget to check out your star signs in your birth chart to make sure that there's readings on this platform that resonate with you, as you can check out other star signs that you have in your birth chart to match up with the readings on this channel that will resonate with your situations and things. So let's see what's going on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It doesn't say much about your mind right now, but you have peed off someone. It says no one's saying that you've peed them off a lot, but you've peed them off so much to the point that you realize it. It says you realize that, not anyone else. Even the mindset of the man or female doesn't really get it, but you may have given them time to look at the situation and unfold in their mind about things. They see things from a point of view of stress, not really ideally wanting you to feel that way, but it says you know that you wanted to feel stress, so they peed you off and you peed them off. It says they warned themselves not to pee you off again. Absolutely nonsense. It says I see things differently. Even a mind game could be played here. It says you know that you could play mind games or even them, but they realize they're not peed off as much as you. You could have shown them not to speak to you again, or maybe even told them, don't talk to me. Maybe even not to speak to you over the phone. But you warn yourself, don't give them time to look at you in your mind about it. You could have harmed them. It says, I realize I'm not in any harm's way, but I realize I've challenged someone to the point they are dealing with themselves. And it does say you warned yourself not to speak, but you are challenging them and also realizing you've got good news ahead of you. Lessons have been learnt here. It says people are picking on people subjected to whatever happened in the mindset of theirs. I know I stress a lot about this. You may see things from a different point of view as them. It says your mind tells you off about the man that you see. It says a female here doesn't know how to stop herself from giving herself good news. She realized she's got climate changes carrying her to a better mood. People that have changed her mind. It makes sure that she has good energy in her head. It doesn't make her feel good though. She doesn't realize how bad it is. Sun's out and it does say rain is falling, maybe even colder than usual, or changes to the way she sees things. Going on holiday or traveling. It says someone here may not see it, but off the radar is her mind about her female friends and her offspring, family members, people picking on her. Doesn't say that she's wondering about them, but she always keeps them in her mind, wondering what's going on with them or how to handle them. Dealing with her stress is never easy, but you wonder why you're moody. It says people always pick on you and always want to use you for your secret energy or playing around with your mind. Maybe even telling you you've got gifts. You could help them with the gifts. Maybe even seeing that they are used on someone. It says no one's going to really give you anything but good news. And right now is a good omen to say you have frenemies or jealousy in your mind. It does say you are warned not to speak, but sometimes you realize you've got to kiss many frogs to move on and seeing that there is a problem. It says some of you may gift yourself time. You may not see everything, but you gift yourself enough time to see that you probably don't want to share information about females that you may not have wondered about. You want to gift yourself a lot more than that, or maybe even see you have traveled. It says someone here wants to know that you've got good news, and maybe even see that you borrow time to give yourself better news. After you look at your mindset, you realize you've got great news ahead of you. It does say you are looking at things too closely. I wonder what's going on with you. And it doesn't say that you want to know about the person, but you wonder what's going on with them and the way they read you or see you or hear from you, challenging you or call you, texting you or even gifting you. It does say I want to speak to you, and it doesn't say that you are always on my mind, but I want to speak to you. Maybe you, Capricorn, want to speak to someone. Someone could also want to speak to you. It does say that someone here wants to call you, challenge you, or even make sure that you are looked after in your mind the way you like things. It says you know you murdered the mindset of evil, so you wouldn't want to go there with someone. You rather not speak about it, even if it does challenge your mind. You realize you can be nasty or nice. At times, you could be absolutely really reckless, but sometimes you want to change that and don't know how to speak about it. Maybe even tormenting someone is not easy. Laughing at them is not always easy. Lies are here. Dealing with someone that's lying to you. Maybe even building a bridge in their mind to lie to you. Laughing at you, making fun of you. Doesn't say that they always want this. They never wanted you to be mad at me. They always said that I know that I could have good news. It does say that you realize you wanted good news with someone. After all, it says people always pick on the person that you want good news with. But you realize you want them more than you wanted anything else in your life. And you can't have them all the time. You realize that you're mad at your mind, or even parents. Maybe even selling your soul to demons inside your head that tell you don't do something when you should warn yourself to do it. And maybe even telling yourself to do something when you shouldn't have done it. You could tell yourself so many different things and maybe not even see if it's going to be okay. It does say you have to change things. Not wanting to say anything, but are you okay? I just wonder about you. And I want to know, are you okay? I may not speak to you, but I wonder about you. Are you okay? So you could be thinking, about someone and wondering if they're okay. Or they could be thinking about you and wondering if you're okay. It says, I know I want to see you. Sleeping around is something I see you doing. Has he called you yet? It does say someone wants to know your ideas are going to be there. People picking on you to understand if you want to know if someone's there. It says you may see someone and you want them for yourself. May not even see them for yourself, but you want them. And it doesn't say people are picking on you, but it says causing you a scene in your mind is going to be general. General. After all, you have been giving yourself good news. It says I wanted to tell myself off. I could never control a situation more than I have. I could have told myself not to pick on you. And it doesn't say anyone but work could be the problem, or people picking on you from an energy of yours. Excuse me. Or something that's going on behind the scenes. Oh, I think something's going on. Oh, I'm coughing. Excuse me. It says now you know that something is happening. People are going to pick on you or mind their manners. No one's going to change their mindset about you, but they will pick on you. It doesn't say more than that. Wondering if a family member is there or a frenemy is there, causing a scene to get to them isn't true. It says, I know you want this person. I spent time alone with you in your mind about it. You slept with me or you slept with them. Which is it? Because I feel something's different about you. It says you know this man is not going to pick on you, but he feels different inside you. He doesn't always show it, but he's always feeling it. He meditated on your family member while he was sleeping with you. He realized he doesn't know how to stop thinking about this. He told people that he was going to do it. He says he's seen himself do it and he warns himself to sleep with them. As he sleeps with them, he's going to be on his mind about them and realizing he's sleeping with you. He slept with another woman. He doesn't care about anyone else. And he realized he's in trouble like you are. All this time he wondered, can he speak about something that you said? It doesn't say which one that he wanted to stay away from, but it says you know that you're not going to be the answer to everybody's problems. F you, it says. I know you're dealing with me and I want to know which way it goes. I wouldn't want to hear that it's going to happen, but I want to know which way does it go. It says you know that you're a Capricorn, or you are ideally a person that's in trouble with the person that's dealing with the Capricorn, and maybe even seeing if you could hide. You're showing that it is you and the Capricorn that are warning yourself not to speak, but you are sleeping around and maybe even letting them know that you're doing it. It says the trouble is that I want to know that she knows that I'm sleeping with her, but I'm not. I'm sleeping with her mind. And it does say that I sleep with her mind and I challenge it too. I sleep with her and I sleep with her mind. I realize I'm sleeping with her parents and I'm sleeping with her family members. I'm sleeping with her and I don't care. I want to know that she feels me inside her. I wouldn't want to hear that I'm not dealing with her. I'd rather not speak, but I'm telling her I want to sleep with her. I could hear myself speak about it too. I would never want to sleep around. And I heard myself tell myself I could home own one day without this man picking on me. It does say it's a negative enemy that keeps coming up in the mind. Even when this man says he challenged his mind away, he doesn't want to hear that you're always thinking about him. And it does say you have friends that are thinking about things that you've said. You may not hear from them, and it may not even be a friend. It does say your enemy energies always pick on you, or maybe even people that are picking on your mindset. You do know that you have troubles picking on them. It says, I realize I pick on you too much, and I don't want to hear that I'm not. It does say that you feel like that, even when you don't want to speak that way. Libra energy is inside him. It says he knows that he uses Libra to pick on people. He defends himself with the Libra energy. He realized that you don't know much about him in his way of seeing things. He does know that you look at things and tarot read, or maybe even see that you have problems inside you. He doesn't want to see that you've got demons inside you. He just knows that he can challenge them to pick on you. And he realized he does things in his mind, certainly going to do it ongoing many times, and realize it could be sporadic or it could be planned. It does say that he's always challenging you to be the nice side of yourself or the evil side of yourself. And he doesn't know how to challenge you enough. He's going to bruise you one day. It says he warns himself to do this. He's got to see himself as a problem. He's not going to bruise you anytime soon, but he's going to bruise himself. And it does say when he does, he's going to cleverly trying to pick on his mindset or clear out his head with yours. It says you could clear out his head and bring him to his knees. You could also change his mind, but you wouldn't want to change it if it's going to be under dopamine or maybe under some type of evil spirit in his brain. He knows he has to stop speaking about it, but he's on something called nitrogen. He could be somewhat evil and maybe even meditating on spirits. He does know that he's trancing in his head. He looks at spirits and goes under a spell. He does go under voodoo and even laws of attraction, or maybe even witness himself going too far in his head about things. He's under some type of trance. He's mentally ill and he pervertly keels over in his head to get to the ideal spirit that he wants there. It's a very doped up and animated mindset. He realized he can target you and a frenemy. People have targeted you in your mind this way and warned you to go there with him. He doesn't know how to stop, but he realized he's under a spell. He can't help himself go under the spell, but you can. It says that you have told him to go under this spell, or maybe even go under a spell of God. It says it's not going to be easy to challenge whatever mindset people have used to put a spell on someone else after you witnessed what you said and didn't like it. It says you know that you didn't want any harm to come to someone. Now it's harming you and it's harming them. It doesn't say it's harming you as much as it harms them. It really harms them so much to the point they can't warn themselves to move on. But it always has been this. He's never been able to move on. He always saw himself as a problem. It does say you know that you've got kids to feed, and you realize that you've told someone they've got kids to feed, and you've got time to tell them all these things that you've told them in their mind. You made sure that you told them everything that they needed to tell themselves. They never knew that you had problems. Laugh if you thought it was funny. People thought that you had problems in your mindset, Capricorn, but no one saw you have problems in your reality. Then they realized they're under scrutiny, attack, or even mental health if they try to challenge you. But you always said this. You said, I can see that I'm not going to be in the dark for long. I warned myself this. I could see myself one day coming into the light. I want to know where it's going. And I see myself going under. If I'm not careful, I realize I've got time to look at myself, leaving them out. Maybe even sorting out my head and leaving myself to be warned I'm not well, or even challenged in a way that I am dead. I could harm myself doing this. I've seen myself do it, and I've saw other people go through it, and I noticed that people go under with this. Never mind why it is troubling you so much. It's troubling me more than you even know. I could never harm you again, but I warn myself to stop any spell, ritual, or even demonology that I'm doing. I could keel over in my brain and harm someone. I'm not going to stop though, but I realize I need to stop because I'm not doing anything that's harming you. I'm harming myself. But the truth is you're harming everybody. And this person says he knows where it's going. Evil spirit in your home or a frenemy Even a friendship that you thought was a friend, never really a friend, was there. And he says he's seen people go under with this. People could die from these spells. It says people know that they're dying in their head right now from it, or maybe even harming their head alone. Trying to teach you something though. If you reverse the steps that I gave you, then you could come out of it. It says it's not going to work like that if you can't remember everything. You can tell yourself to move on past it. It does say it worked in her head for a moment and not forever. Just move on from your mind. It does say it works like that. If you stop thinking about what you did to them, then you could challenge the energy to go away. It says you know that you warn yourself to look at them and really spit fire on their heads and challenge their mindsets to be dead, ill, or negative. You've harmed them. It says your mental health has harmed them. People around you has harmed them. It says no one but your friends are harming these people. And even when they keep picking on you, they keep picking on you. So when they look at you, they feel like it's your fault that it's happening. But it's always your friends that are challenging them to do spells or even witchcraft where they've never done it before. And they know why, because they keep doing these things every day to them. And they know it's not working in a good way. It harms them. It practices very bad moods on them, harms their minds, and it practices very bad omens in their heads. It protects them at times, but it doesn't always work in a good way. It tells them negative things and karmically gives them pain. It does give them pain. I want to know it gives them pain. It says you know that this man says he wants them to feel a wrath, a very demonic one. A bad omen has come to him. He looks forward to blessings. He realizes he's got death wish on his hands. He wants dead. He wants people dead. And he wants to harm many friends of yours. He doesn't know how to stop. He's picking on you and frenemies. He doesn't know where it's going, but he knows he can challenge you and a friend. He wants war with someone. Doesn't know how to stop, but he's karmically giving himself time to look at his arrest one day. And he's also looking at dead wishes that are coming true in November. He's often wanting someone to die. He heard himself tell himself to keel over. He wants to die by April. He says, I know I've got to leave you. I'm not going to stop picking on you, but I will leave you. And he says he knows he's got to stop picking on you because I don't want to know that he's staying with us. It does say the woman that told him to do these spells or even say stuff to you to get your attention to harm someone. He says he knows that she's going under, and then they're going to all fuck up the mindset of his. It says he has problems. He knows that he shouldn't have challenged anybody to come to his world and panic that he had to pay someone a lot of time, energy, or even money to come out of the situation. He realized he's under a problem. He's got force in his brain. Maybe even telling himself to fraudulently gift himself a new car or a new family member or a new situation to change his outcome. He may even give himself time to think, should he have stayed there and put spells on someone or challenged them to harm themselves? Maybe even told them he will kill them. He's going to even panic one day at a time to see that he's got problems. Maybe he has time to look at you or maybe even look at your friends. He doesn't know how to change his mind. He realized that I'm there. It does say a water sign woman or even a Capricorn man knows that he is there. It says this woman says she doesn't even understand why you keep doing this. This problem has got out of hand. She is targeted spiritually and daily, affecting her mindset with his. It does say she never wanted to affect her mindset with his. She always calls away from her mind about it. She never wants to be connected or seen around him. He always looks at her and builds problems. It does say the warning signs are there in the family member. And when she looks at this woman, she is disgusted. She's absolutely narcissistic in her mind about it, is what this mind game keeps playing her with. He's an absolute omen. He does know that he's a spirit, and he keeps following her. He warns himself to challenge himself away. He keeps lying and telling himself that he's got to move on, and he never does. He's always telling himself that he has to see her in a death wish, or really harmed. It says he knows that he's not even going to be there when she dies. He does know that he has to die off in her mind. He realized that. As he targets his mind and he realizes that he's got problems, he moves past the problem and sees that he's a dead man walking. He's got problems with his head. He has problems with his mind. And he's told himself to deal with the devil or speak to spirits. He's always given her jip. And he doesn't know how to stop picking on her. He's going to planetary curse her. He realized he has not seen another day in his mind to curse her. He doesn't want to harm her. But he does know that he keeps harming her, even when she speaks, mainly as she thinks. And when she does speak about things, she warns herself not to say anything more. Ideally, she keeps saying things and then stopping herself. Then she realizes she's under a mood or even attacked. This man says he knows why he's dealing with her like that. He can't stop putting spells on her. He realizes he's got karma with her. He's going to challenge himself away from the situation, and he's going to deal with her in the mind. He doesn't need to speak to her at all. He's just got to stop picking on her. Then he realized he can't stop. He's in love with her, he's sexually active in his brain with her, and he's mentally ill around her. He does know that he's there. He keeps picking on her, and he knows why he doesn't speak about things. He says, I know that I'm there. I realize I've got omens in my head. People have troubled me too much to say I am there. I realize I've got to stay there. I'm never going to leave you. It says he realized he's got karma with this because he's trying to tell you that he's a family member. He's even a brother of yours. He's a dirty old man. He's very much a narcissist, and it doesn't say why he's doing this. He keeps picking on you through a family member's mindset. An aunt told you this, but she doesn't know how to speak to you. It says he is not going to come back to you one day. And this is where the evil sister comes in of your father. It says a family member is going to deal with you, your dad, or someone else's dad around you. And it does say warning signs are there for this brother of yours to come back. He never wanted to, but he's always been there picking on your mind. He should have looked at you and stayed away. He's warning himself to pick on you more, as he probably wants to see what's going on in your life. Then you realize you don't have nothing going on for yourself. He does know that he bores himself with your witness protection mindset, how you see things and warn yourself of things and never could achieve anything. But it does say that you've borrowed time of his to say, well, you have done the same. You don't know how to give me anything, but yet you always warn yourself to hang around. Why do you keep looking at me like you're giving yourself any jealousy or any problems? Where is it going with your mindset? Are you dealing with spirits? It says, I know that I am, because I heard myself give myself time to wonder who it is. It says, I know I've been doing this. Evil sister, I know I've been giving you spirits. My word is going to be on your shoulders. It does say I honor myself to give myself bad news. I warn myself and my father that I'm going to give myself warlock energy in my mind to harm you. I wanted you to know that I was going to harm you when I said I would see you. I realize I've got to deal with you, and meanwhile, I'm going to harm you day and night and day until I consistently harm you all day long. I'm going to harm you night and day until I see that I am stopping myself, and then I realize I've got to stop, mainly because I don't have time to see if I have good news. I don't even understand if it's going to work. You hurt me, I hurt you. Then I realize I'm harming you. I've got to harm myself. It says, I know I'm not exactly anything that you would want around, but I know I'm harming myself. It says, you know that you've seen yourself in a problem. And when you see yourself in a problem, you're all going to be under attack, mainly because your enemies are there. It says you see a frenemy or an enemy always there harming you. And it doesn't always say that he's there, but he could be doing this to you, a family member, a friend, or a personal traitor of yours. And it doesn't say that you keep seeing it all the time. Mainly, he's going to family member you in your head. How are you? Have you seen that I'm with her? A woman that doesn't like you. She said I should put spells on you. And I realize I can do this very easily. It's not hard for me to challenge you. I realize I'm harming myself, and I pick on you day and night. I also pick on you in the daytimes or the night times. Maybe even in the spirit lands, I pick on you. I realize I'm in love with the sexual mental health of your plans. You may not have wanted to see me, but you saw me. Then I realized, what are you talking about? You never needed to come to me. Then I called my head and said, I will wish you a demon and send you back to jail. Or maybe even back to your mind about problems that you're going to have in your later life. I know that you was there. It does say I warn myself to be in my mind about it. I sent myself back to my mind and says, I see myself in a problem. I know you was witnessing problems in your mind. After all, you was only young. It says, I know that I wasn't in jail and I was always in problems. I never gave myself a problem to communicate that I would stay in a problem. Do you know I've challenged you all your life? It says this demon spirit that always stood by you was evil, and it says his mindset could stay. After all, he's going to communicate the dead, and he keeps looking at you in your mind. He wonders, can he family member you? Ideally, can he stay with you as a family member, warning himself to speak about you? He doesn't know how to stop speaking about you. He comes to you through a negative energy and still sees you are in love. The mindset of yours is going to stay there and be in love with someone. It says you know that you're not in love with anyone, but you realize you had one love and it changed your mind. You realize you don't want that one anymore. You may had something to do with a problem in your life and you changed it. You never want that problem again. You realize you can change your mindset about things so much to the point you want to move on, and you'll never move on past the spells or the riddles or rituals of a man that holds on tight. He's a warlock. His enemy energy is there with you and he's riddling you as we speak. He's nasty and his mindset is negative. He picks on you and picks on you and picks on you. He's wondering, can he spell out your name? He's building bridges and pretending that he's something great. He's wondering, can he have fine mindedness inside him to help you panic? He wants to move past things and looks at you in your head. He wants to challenge you day and night and night and day to see how you cope with things that he said. He may call you in your sleep or in your spirit. He may see you in the day or the night. He may not speak to you at times and then speaks to you another time. He is always going to be with you. He planned this and he's warlocking in your head today. He's very much bad mood and he's looking at you at this time. He realized he can't even look at you all the time because he's bad mood. He's got things to do and he may not speak to you, but his name is Eva. Way, you will know what the answer is. It says I is the name he is, or even K. And it does say someone says that this man's spirit is being used for voodoo. It says a family member has been used for voodoo. He's using a spirit of a family member to cast spells on you, and he does know why he's doing it. He may not look at you all the time, but he's using spirits to cast spells. And I know why I'm doing this. I want you to see that I'm not going to communicate with you. I'm just going to have good news. And it does say many thanks to you. You will always see good news. One day at a time. People will pick on their mind. It says he knows that he can't challenge you every year, but he will challenge you one day. And it does say when you realize he's moved on, he's going to move on. He will not hear you and he will not think of you. He will not sleep with you. He will not hear from you again. But he's got to challenge his mind away. And he can't do that without his father. He says, I realize my father has crushed me. I have not heard a mind game like yours. It was very evil for you to communicate with me after I said I did something to my dad. I wonder why I did it. Causing myself hell right now, seeing that I needed to do it. And I could harm myself again trying to do it. I'm never going to hear that I've done it. But I realize I did something and I'm under scrutiny right now for it. I feel like you never needed to know what was going on with me. And I had harmed my dead dad. I harmed him. I harmed him. I never wanted to harm him. I'm the one that did it. I lost my head and I harmed him. And I realize I'm in time out. Maybe even in a police car one day if I'm not careful. I am going to cast a spell on you and I'm going to harm you. But I realize I have been harming you and many of you for years. And I realize I've been harming many of you. Only you now have cast a spell on me and told me that you were going to harm me. After you heard that I'd done some rituals, then I realized I'm going to harm you more. This man says he's not going to harm you, but he had problems with you, seeing that it was you that was going to communicate with him. He doesn't know why he wanted to communicate with you and how he was going to do it. He says, I see a female came to you or you spoke to her. I didn't want to speak to her. He says he knows where it's going and he doesn't know how to stop. He's going to pick on you again. He has heard something that you said. He knows that a man was doing spells and you was the one that invited the spell into his mind. He said that you was going to bring the spell into another female's mind or even another man's mind and communicate with them. He says he doesn't know how to communicate with these things and he wants to punish whoever's doing the spells. He says he doesn't know how to go about it, but he's going to ruin the mindset of anyone that comes near him. He will not pick on you or anyone, but he will challenge you and deal with you. And even if he casts a spell on you again, he's going to harm you. He's going to pick on your mindset, and every day he's going to look at you like you've got problems. It says every time you want to speak about someone, you need to call the police. It says someone here wants to challenge you to call the police. After he's dug a grave, he realized he's got to punish you and realize he's going to put you down into the spell in a grave. He realized he's got to punish his mind as he goes down in that grave and deals with his own spirit. He's going to be charged with guilty conscience once he's gone down into the spirit of the universe, of the graves that he has with yours. He's going to challenge you again and deal with his mental health. Then he realizes he's pushing you away and never comes back again. He's going to see himself in a grave and harm himself again. And then he wonders where it's going. He's going to deal with his head and deal with his life and deal with his body. And he's going to fuck himself up. He realizes he's under attack and he will see himself there in the nighttime on Tuesday. And warning, any day now he's going to see himself there. Picking on his mind is on his head today. And he warned himself at evening time on the 9th of November, he's going to challenge himself. And even on September the 3rd, he's going to pick on his head. But he realized he's got to deal with his head today. And maybe you'll see him in your mind or in your dreams, or warning yourself that you've never seen him, but he's there. And he has to answer his phone and call out for help, because the riddles that he's given himself is to harm you or someone else around you. And he's going to harm himself again and again and again. But the truth is, he will never harm you to part your life into Christ's life, where people will dig you up and harm your head away from his, because he says he doesn't know how to speak about you, but he's trying to warn you that he needs help. And he doesn't know how to harm you more than he's harmed you. He says, I know I need my sibling, my family members. I know I need them, but I can't give them everything that I have. He says, I know that I never left them anything. I never gave them anything. I was warned never to give them anything, but I lied because my father told me, give them everything that you've got, everything that I have. Then he said, I'm not doing it. Then he realized he's in love with the mindset of a mean man. He's got harm in his head and he's hearted in a demonic way. He's going to challenge himself to be mean. And he's going to bruise his neck and bruise his mind and bruise his soul and bruise everything until he mistakenly tells himself to move on. He's in a mad mood and he's worried that he's going to have karma, because he's building mind games to play you. He's going to harm you and harm you and harm you. And then he realized he's got to move past it. He's a demon spirit in him, and family members are there challenging him to move on. He doesn't know how to move on, but he's going to try and move on in June. It says no wonder his brother told him to stop putting down rituals. It does say a negative mindset is there. Even when this man says he doesn't know how to stop him from doing spells, but he knows his spells are not working. It says you know nothing. This man says he knows that someone is in the woman that he doesn't like. He realized he's going to challenge them again. Then he doesn't want to stop challenging them. Then he's going to harm himself because he can't harm her. He's going to panic and fuck her up. He says he's going to stop picking on her and really needs to stop now, as a challenge is coming in for him to warn himself he's in trouble. He's going to be arrested in the next year. He sees why. He's gone down for justice, and he realizes he's got time to speak about things that he wants, demons and diamonds, and things that he wanted, things that he paid for, but things that he always got in trouble for too. As he steals and takes things, he doesn't know how to panic, but he knows he's done things that are manipulating things, maybe even fraudulent activity. His problem is he don't know how to stop, and he's panicking right now. He's going to stop in June. He's going to hear himself stop then. But he warns himself he's got to stop many times over right now, as he's using the spirit of his mind and a man around him to harm a family member, a female one, a sister. It says, you know you was meant to talk to me. I never wanted to come back. Is that what you said? He says he knows that you never wanted to come back and see him. He never wanted to hear from you. And he realized that he's going to stop picking on your mindset in the next week. But he can't stop. And it says warning signs are there for Mr. and evil spirits in the mindset to pick on him again. It says this man keeps using him as a demonic spell to get you back, and he's using him. It does say that you need to stop picking on your mind about him all the time, though, because he's troubling you. So when you have time to look at the situation, just look and walk away. Maybe because he sees himself speaking about things and doesn't want to hear that he has to answer the phone. He does know that he's calling himself in his mind right now. He says, I know I've got to talk to you. And I realise I'm going to talk to you one day. He says he doesn't want to talk to you about the spells that he's put down for someone. He realised he's got to talk about things that he laughs at. Doesn't want to tell you off. And he knows that he has harmed someone around you. He's going to harm your friends, harm your family, harm frenemies, harm people in your mind, harm enemies. And no wonder he's stressed. He's going to harm you again. He says he wants to know where it's going with you. And he laughs at you. He's going to tell you again and again and again to speak about things. Not challenging him, but speaking about things. And he's letting you know right now that he's dealing with you. He says, I'm going to look at you in your brain. I'm going to look at you in your prayers. I'm going to look at you in your mind and everything that you're building and you're dealing with in your head. I will challenge your every mood. And I'm warning you, if you ever come to me and tell me that you don't feel any pain, I'm going to challenge you again. It says, I realize I'm going to harm you and I'm going to tell you off. And I'm going to build a bridge in my head to tell you off. I will warn you that I'm structured in my mind and in my demons to harm you. And I don't want to stop. So even if I look at myself trying to tell you I've got good news, I haven't. I've got very bad news. And I'm warning you to tell yourself you've got demon spirits around you. But it says you know that you haven't got demons more than you've given out. It says you realize that you've given out so much in your mind about people, picking on people, and negative mental health picking on other people, and seeing one person in their head as a spiritual traitor or harming you more than you've harmed yourself. Then you realize you're harming everyone around you. You keep harming people, it says, but you've got to stop picking on them. And it doesn't say more than this. People are going to harm themselves again with you. It says someone here is trying to warn you to stop picking on them. When you realize you've got to stop, you need to hear that you are stopping this. Picking on people is not going to be easy. Peeking on them are also something that you wonder, can you do sometimes? But you also realize you're moving past it. You don't want to seek their attention. You would rather see that they are harmed. You are not always going to see that they're harmed once you move past a pattern of jealousy or evil, or even envious people around you doing spells to you. It says people are spelling out your name constantly year after year, or telling you that you're not going to be worth anything. Maybe even showing you this, telling themselves this, manifesting it, or even trying to harm you. You're going to be under attack one day if you're not careful, but you'll move past it one day if you are worthy. It says people are going to stop doing these rituals in November. November is coming and you'll hear that things have changed. Things are going to change in October too, but it's warming up for November to be a change. Please try to warn yourself to have better mood swings. Give yourself and your family better moods. Don't leave them in their minds to harm each other. Don't speak about their mental health. Don't call them in their brains to harm them. Don't even see that they're going to be harmed. You've got to challenge them away from the problems that you faced as a young person, maybe even a youngster. It says you know that you've got problems in your mind. You've got to move past it. Whether you've dealt with it or even done it, you've got to move past the little things that are harming you today. Riddles and even spell work or pick on energy. Even physical energy that has harmed a mind-gamed person that doesn't know how to protect themselves, but they are mind-gamed. You have to move past them, but you do know that you are going to harm them if you're not careful. It says you've got to move past them in a way that you are going to deal with them in a good way, not a bad way. Try to move past them in a way that you are not going to harm yourself, but also try to warn yourself you don't have bad omens in your brain. You could have good news to help yourself and never have bad news. Try to gift yourself good news. Warn yourself to have great news, but also give yourself a negative mental health is not always going to be easy. Don't speak about giving yourself problems. Don't speak about problems that you're going to give yourself constantly. Always give yourself good news. Try to warn yourself that you will have better news. And you will see people placing a hold on your brain or even your spell or even negative mental health problems that you've had as a child. They will move past it. Don't speak to people right now. Just allow them to move on. They have told themselves to sow seeds in their minds to devils. You have probably given people seeds to sow to their devils. No one wants anyone's problems. It says every time you try to offer me seeds, I don't want it. It does say a female hardly hears you, but she sees that she's gone under. Spells are something that she says, I don't like. I won't want to get involved in your spells. Female water sign woman. And it does say a Capricorn woman too, or maybe even a Virgo. It says ideally, even if you're a Capricorn man, you may have put spells on individuals, but if you are not, you may not have given them time in their heads to wonder if it's you. It does say all of you are going under attack. Many of you men are drinking more or eating more in a way that you didn't want to, or even seeing that you're challenging your mind in ways that you never wanted to. You may speak a lot more about things you never wanted to do, and you may tell yourself there is things that you want to do, but you're not sure if you're ready to do it yet. You may change your mindset about things. You may talk about sleeping with someone, or even seeing them in their brain about things. You may even tell them off. You may not want to know that you're always in a good mood, but you're always seeing yourself in a better mood than them at times. You realize that you can hide your hand. You can play with them and pretend. You also know that you're not good at everything, but you also know that you can manipulate things and drink and eat and feel like you're being merry, even when you're not. You do know that you can trouble your mind to pretend. It says you know that you are always managing things again and again. You will play mindsets in your head to challenge things again and again. It says you realize you're not always the best person, but you do seek information that's going to bring you into the mindset of your mind. The law is something you pay attention to at times, or even seeing that you have good news in your mind about adultery. Maybe even subjecting yourself to fraudulent things, or maybe even telling yourself, I'm not getting involved. And it does say you have many things about you that are going to change your mind about things you never wanted. You will seek the souls of others, and you will see that you are pretending no more about others. You will see the souls of people, and you will answer their prayers. You may never give them everything that they want, but you will try to offer them many things, and you will help them. It says many things that you could offer people in the Capricorn energy is not going to be trial and error. It will be easy for you to offer things, but you may not want to. It says sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, but you will offer things that are going to be good to you. And it says that it will help you one day to see your mindset. You will build bridges around you and see that blessings are going to come to you. You've got to change your mind about something now, Capricorn, as people are peeking in on you and looking at you like a frenemy. Don't speak to Capricorn, they say. Not to speak about him or even to him. It says you know you want to change this idea before it gets out of hand. It doesn't say that it's good, but it's not always going to be great if you need them. You will change your mind and move past them and try to riddle them. It does say you need to stop picking on people to do it though. Even if the people around you are going to help you, it says don't pick on them. Pick on your own friends, or even people that you know to have good news with, not the ones that are going to give you bad news through karma. Mind you, it says someone is trying to pick on you now. Maybe you are picking on somebody, but you are going to warn them, stop picking on your mind. And it does say you know that you can't stop someone from picking on their mind. Maybe even talking about things that they want or even to achieve. Stop trying to challenge them. Stop trying to dig holes in their heads or even around them to harm them. You know that you can't pick on people forever. It says you've got to witness yourself move on and stop challenging them. You've got to leave them to believe that they're going to be great news to their minds, maybe even their lives and their lifespans and even their sentimental value systems. It says you don't want them to, but you always have to. Leave them alone. It says God is watching you. People are picking on you right now, so you want to pick on them. It says, no, you have to stop picking on them right now. And you've got to do it today. So leave them alone and their mindset and even their head or even their worth. Leave them alone today. Let them see that they'll have better news in their mind and leave them to trouble their heads more than you wanted to. Let them see that they have blessed energy inside them to show themselves around and gift themselves good news. As they move past problems in their life and give themselves better news, you will see them on the way to work or see them on the way to school or church or anywhere around you, but you will see good news. I will leave it there, Capricorn. I'll speak to you soon. Ciao.